All right, team. I don't want to be making this video, but today was crazy. Today was crazy. So we had a meta trade, and I wound up going short on the meta trade, and that resulted in a huge loss because rather than closing the position out short, what I started to do was add into the position short like a dummy. But I need to explain why this trade was taken and what was going on and what was happening at this time. There's a whole mess of things that lead up to this. So here's the deal. This morning, I wake up and in my personal account, most of you know I trade on multiple accounts. On my personal account yesterday, I took a short position on SPY. I was up on that position, I think 30 or 40% at one point, and it did not close. What happened was I got double filled on the position. So I went short with a set number of contracts. When my price target was hit, I closed that set number of contracts. What I didn't realize is that I may have clicked the buy button twice and I got double filled. So rather than having, I don't know, like 50 contracts, which would be, one position size, I wound up with 100, but I didn't know that I was in 100. And that wasn't, the total contract size or the total contract amount, but I'm just giving you an example. So I wake up this morning in my personal account and I said, well, I'm not perfect, right? I just checked my account this morning and realized that I did not close my full position short on SPY yesterday in my personal account when I was up. And so SPY had gapped up today, right? So this was worthless at the open. This is what it showed at the close from yesterday. So $1,117 loss. Not the end of the world. A big mistake on my part, but not the end of the world. I should have, checked my account or checked my portfolio before the day was over. I should have made sure all my positions were closed. It wasn't closed. I wake up, I see this. Mentally, this is where this affects me. It's a mental mistake. It's not the money that bothers me. The $1,000, whatever, we can make that back in one trade. But mentally, that messed with me this morning. And I know that you're not supposed to go into a day thinking, well, I lost 1,000, let me revenge trade and make 1,000. That's never anybody's plan, right? That's not the way that you want to trade. That's never the mentality that you want to have. And we know that. We consciously know that. But I am human and I make mistakes. And I got complacent this morning. Now this is where it gets really messed up. So to switch between accounts on Thinkorswim, all you have to do is just click this drop down. So I have my personal account, my Roth, and then my challenge account, right? When I click on the challenge account, this is the position that I took today on Meta short. I'm up $1,038 in the challenge account. Now I know I led everybody into a losing trade and I said that I took a huge loss on Meta today, and that's true. That is true. But what happened is this morning when the market opened, I was on the challenge account and I took a short position. Let me show you Meta. Move this to the 1 minute time frame. Meta had gapped up this morning. And I didn't feel that this gap was going to sustain, and I thought it was going to come down and move lower, right? And I didn't plan to go short on Meta right after the open, but I think because I had taken that loss from yesterday, that $1,000 loss yesterday, when the market opened, I just went for it. I broke my rules. And I went short on Meta. I said, there's no way that this continues to push higher from here. I saw this start to print red and I go short on Meta. And I wound up closing that short position for a $1,000 profit. And I'm on the challenge account when I do this, not on my personal account. So not only did I have the mistake yesterday of holding these contracts and not closing them, but then I break my rules this morning and trade in the first 5 minutes and I make that $1,000 back and everything's good to go. But I'm also now on the wrong account. And I did not call this trade out. Why didn't I call this trade out? Well, because I didn't know I was going to take the trade, for one. Two, it was within the first 30 seconds of the market open. So there was literally not enough time to call the trade out. And three, after I was in the position, I realized that this wasn't, there's nothing here. It was a revenge trade. That's all that it was. So what did I do? I take my profits and I stay silent about it. Then what happened, I'm going to go back to the trade tab and click on my personal account. Then what happened is I decide to go short on Meta still. And I'm open on this position. I'm down 84%, $1,721. So this is what happened with this trade. So Meta, and this is the one I was calling out in chat, Meta rallies up. I go short right here, starts to curl over, and it doesn't curl over all the way. I think we were almost up 20% here. Might have been up 10, 15%. I don't know. I don't think it was 20% though. And then it rallies up. And I should have closed the position right there. I should have closed it there. But I made the decision to add into the trade one time up here. And I don't know exactly why, looking back, that I did this. I typically don't trade like this, but like I said, my mentality was all messed up this morning. I had that losing trade from yesterday carry over into today, and then I break my rules at the open and I'm going short, and then I'm on the wrong account going short at the open like that. So it was just my mentality was off today. So I wound up adding to the position here, and then I add to the position there, and I add to the position here and here and here, and I'm actually up again over here, and I think I'm up like 15%, almost 20% as this comes down, and I don't close it. And then it breaks, and if anything, all of this consolidation here, this is where you should close. But I add it again, and I add it again one last time there, and now I'm stuck in this position, wide open, down 84%, $1,721. So you might ask, Gates, why not close it now? You know, you're already down so much. Why not close it now? At this point, it's whatever. You know, a couple $100 on top of that's not going to make that big of a difference. So in the challenge account, I'm up $1,000 because I broke the rules and I took an entry short at the open. But it was not my intention to do that. And it was not like when the market opened, I didn't even know that I was going to take that trade. It just happened. I just did it. I got complacent. I broke the rules. And then the second trade beyond that was just absolutely terrible. You know, the constantly adding in and all of that. There was a lot of things going on, not only mentally for myself today, but also in the Discord server. There were a lot of negative, I think most of them, you know, my moderators have gone through and deleted a lot of these messages, but a lot of them were negative messages. And I got a lot of negative direct messages too, talking about, how that, why am I shorting this move, and people taking the trade with me and blowing their account and this and that. Look, I have called out really great trades for a really long time, and I will continue to call out really great trades for a really long time. But I'm human. I'm not perfect by any means. And this is a fine example of that. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm more concerned about your well-being and your portfolio than I am mine, because I'm actually only down $700 on the day, because I made that 1,000 and then I'm losing 1,700. So in an effort to make that 1,000 back, I just wound up basically losing it all over again anyways. But I can make that money back. I have the skill set to make that money back. I have more money in reserve to be able to make that money back, but you may not. So the point I'm trying to make here is, regardless of what anybody else ever does in a trade, including myself, regardless of what is put out, regardless of what is mentioned, you follow your own trading plan. You follow your own risk management. When I first alerted Meta short today, I'm going to scroll up. When I first alerted Meta short, watching Meta, watch list rule 4 type of idea. Here's the contracts, taking Meta short, took entry, 106 fill. I give you the stop loss, 178.5, which is way down here, 178.5. That is personally where I should have closed the trade. But just because I don't close the trade there doesn't mean that you should not close the trade there. So I give you the trade plan with a good stop loss in place. I just personally didn't respect it. And when you are somebody that comes into a Discord server and you're relying solely on alerts, you subject yourself and you subject your portfolio to my mishaps. Granted, most of the times it may be really great call-outs, but on days like this, where I make mistakes, you will make that same mistake with me. So it's really, really important that you learn the system and learn to become an independent trader. And in the meantime, if you are following alerts, manage your risk regardless of what anybody else is doing. There were multiple times here where, this was this was screaming, get out of the position right away. I didn't respect that. Then we got the move down. We were actually profitable there. I didn't take my profits there. And then it screams, get out again when it breaks the high of day consolidation. I didn't get out there. There were multiple times here where I had an opportunity to make something happen. I could have had a small loss on this trade. I could have had a profitable trade. I could have had a smaller loss than what it is right now. But, I got complacent. And if you're following the alerts that I sent out on this, you're going to get complacent too, right? You're subject to that complacency. So I know a lot of people right now are saying, Gates, why haven't you put out an alert? You're leaving us in the dark. Why haven't you said anything about when you close the position and where you close the position? I haven't put out an alert because I haven't closed the position. So I apologize for calling out a shitty trade, but I hope that this serves as a learning lesson to you to manage your risk regardless of what anybody else is doing. I call out good trades all the time, and I call out one bad trade, and this is kind of what happens. So for me, personally, challenge account, broken rules, I'm up $1,000. Personal account, broken rules, I'm down $1,700. Net, I'm down $700. So all of this kind of, I hate to give excuses, but all of this stemming from this right here. It messed with my head this morning, messed up my whole trading mentality, and I really don't know, what else to say beyond that. If you would like to cancel your Discord subscription, I 100% understand. Shoot me a message. We'll get it canceled for you. You could also just simply leave the Discord server. It'll cancel automatically. Hopefully, not too many people did what I did this morning. Hopefully you closed way earlier than what I did. I actually saw some people take the profits on the trade, so it was a profitable trade a few times. But this is trading, and it happens. So it is what it is. We'll move on from this. I'm not perfect. I'm a human just like all the rest of you, and I'm sincerely, genuinely sorry for anybody or to anybody that took a loss on this trade with me. Hope you can forgive me, and And I promise I'll do better from here. Thank you for your time. I'll see you all in chat. Take care.